Gang, 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 house gang. What up, what up, what up? We got to look at the numbers, man. We got to look at the numbers. Take a look at the numbers. It's January 2026 right now. January 2026 right now. We got Avengers Doomsday coming in December. Spider-Man coming around July. Supergirl in June. But if you look for like a black person, black man, black woman leading solo blockbuster movie, it ain't on the slate. Nowhere to be found. That number is 0. We've officially entered what I call the Great Regression. The Great Regression. And this comes after the peak we had in 2018. It seems that Hollywood has quietly decided that black heroes belong in only two places, right? Either on a team or they're regulated to TV. So today I want to talk about the sidekick syndrome and why the studios are really terrified to let us fly solo. Let's jump into it. What up, what up, what up? Welcome, everybody. How y'all doing, man? Welcome to Blues House. This is Blues News. I'm the homie, your OG Bluminati, man. OG Big Blue, how y'all doing? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe as you come in. Please hit that like button as you come in. Come on. Let's get into it. Yes, this is the early one today. Happy MLK Day to all. Happy MLK Day to all. If you're off, I hope y'all are having a good time. Hope y'all are enjoying y'all family. Whether you're barbecuing or whether you're just celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King's dream and enjoying what you got going on right now, especially in today's age. Let's see who all in here. Nova, what's good? Q was in the building. What's good? Yeah, early show, bro. Early show, man. Early show. Yes, indeed it is. So yeah, man. Let's start with let's start with good old Marvel. Let's start with Marvel, man. They're not necessarily erasing us, so to speak, but they are diluting us, right? They're diluting us. Case in point, let's talk about the Blade pivot. Now, what that was like last week, we learned that Blade may be transitioning into a Midnight Suns movie. Why? Why is Blade transitioning into a Midnight Suns movie? Maybe because the executives don't trust the solo R-rated black vampire movie to carry the box office. That could be one thing, right? Seems to me that they looking at it like they need Moon Knight. They need Ghost Rider. They need all of these other things to happen to have some type of insurance involved when it comes to having this Blade movie. We got the Sam Wilson prop. Good old Captain America. I got his shirt on up underneath my Blues House hoodie, if y'all can see that. Can y'all see that? Right, Sam? Because y'all think I be hating on Sam. Some people think I be hating on Sam. I rock with Sam. I buy the merch. I'm down. But there's an issue with Sam. It's an issue. Just take a look at Captain America Brave New World that happened last year. That wasn't a Sam Wilson movie. Y'all would be, look, man. Y'all would be crazy if y'all really thought that was a Sam Wilson Black Falcon of America. I don't even know what I'd be calling him no more. Captain Black Falcon of America. If y'all think that was a Captain Black Falcon of America solo movie, y'all look crazy. That was a Red Hulk movie. Sam just happened to be holding the shield. Sam just happened to be holding the shield for that movie. He had no super soldier serum. He had no agency. Like everything about that movie was really based off of the previous Hulk movie, right? And the previous Captain America movie. Not necessarily his own story. So he had no agency. This was not a movie about Sam Wilson. Hell, this movie is more about the Shield than Sam Wilson. He spent the third act saving the president instead of saving the culture. And I don't want y'all to be misconstrued with what I mean by that, because you can do both. You can save the president and save the culture. But it was more so about saving the president, who was a villain, who probably shouldn't even have been in this movie, but who was a villain, than it was about the culture and the things that he actually represent as becoming Captain America. And that is American culture. Because I think what a lot of people forget, that Black culture is American culture. You can't even have American culture without Black culture. Shit, it should just be called Black American culture, because that's who lead the forefront in the culture of America. No matter what angle you take it, what side of the line you're on. And it seems that Marvel is comfortable with us being team captain, right? The guy who gives the speech. They love that. They want us to be that guy. Give the speech. Give the speech. Speech. But they don't want to give us the hero's journey. Y'all hear me? They don't want to give us the hero's journey. They don't want to invest into our backstory. They don't want to invest into our relevancy into the major landscape of the movie culture, especially in this superhero situation that we got going on. They treat our leads like support classes in video games, when the main character is need of healing. Let's get him aside. Let's bring Sam Wilson. When the lead character needs something to push his story forward, who helps to push the story forward? Who gives him that leg up? Everything you see post Black Panther, and we can get into the Black Panther too. I'm gonna leave Black Panther alone, but everything post Black Panther, the magical Negro syndrome. Lawrence said we forgetting about War Machine. He gets forgotten the most. Who is that, Lawrence? Who is that? And I'm saying that with sarcasm, but you're absolutely right. Marvel didn't even want to elevate Rhodey. And you had ample enough time to elevate Rhodey. If anything, or if anybody should have represented, or if they wanted to give you that Black American soldier representing this certain thing, Rhodey was right there from the jump. Rhodey could have been the person to help Sam understand what it means to be Captain America or to have the, you know what I'm saying? They are both veterans. They already both military, you know, it's already, you already teeter-tottering on what it means, you know, being black in America. They could have had Rhodey's point of view of what it means to be a black soldier in America representing this red, white, and blue. And they could have had Sam's take of being a soldier representing this red, white, and blue. Because they already, you know what I'm saying, was at ends with the whole Civil War situation. They was at odds with that. Imagine Rhodey being in the movie and actually having a difference of opinions with Sam when it comes to representation. What it looks like to Black America. Hell, what it looks like to America. And yeah, I know they made Rhodey a scroll. I get it. I get it. Another mishap. They made Rhodey a scroll because they did. You know what? That was a cop-out. They made Rhodey a scroll because they didn't know what to do with Rhodey. A character who's been with us since day one. I want y'all to understand that. Rhodey is the MCU. Rhodey is as old as the MCU. There is no character that is as old as him other than Tony. Tony and Rhodey started the MCU. Y'all hear me? Y'all hear what I'm talking about? Tony and Rhodey started the MCU. And Rhodey can't even get Armor Wars off the ground. Not a show, not a movie, nothing. And that's what I mean by they don't want to give us the hero's journey. They want us to be the support system to the main. They don't want us to go out and grab the attention of America. They don't want us to go out and tell our actual stories. They just want us to be the support system of the main character. Couldn't even get Blade. You don't even have to go super crazy on race or any kind of political hard lines when it comes to Blade. It's a black dude in a trench coat who kills vampires. That's it. How are you not able to get that off the ground is perplexing to me. That shit is crazy. It's vampire movies coming out left and right. Blade already got a proven track record. Y'all could have took the underworld route. Gave him his own little compact universe operating outside of the MCU on something totally. How fucking hard is it to do a fucking Blade movie? How? Then you give me this bogus ass Captain America, which is just Hulk 2.0. Ain't even his own damn movie. It's crazy. Shit is wild to me. Hella wild to me. But we not done. We look, Marvel ain't the only ones, right? Marvel ain't the only ones. Now we got to take a look at DC. And DC is an infant in the game. They're infant in the game. But it's smoke coming their way too. Yeah, Jimmy Gunn over there, James Gunn doing a lot of things right, in my opinion. A lot of things right. Casting Aaron Pierre, John Stewart. I ain't gonna say it's perfect, but some might say so. I can't necessarily be mad at them for saying so. But I'm gonna ask it. I want to ask y'all this. Ask yourself this. Why is Superman a movie? Supergirl a movie? Supergirl. Just throwing this out. Supergirl a movie. I'm hearing they might do a Swamp Thing movie. But John Stewart got regulated down to a TV show. And not a TV show by himself. No, he couldn't. They couldn't give him a solo TV show. They didn't say Green Lantern. They didn't call it John Stewart Green Lantern. They ain't call it that. They call it the Lanterns. Another ensemble, or at least a grouping, a cast of a group in it, right? He can't be solo. Got to be somebody else in there to hold his hand. John Stewart. John Stewart, one of the most popular DC heroes of all time. He is, I want to say he probably is the most popular Green Lantern. He's the Green Lantern for this whole generation who grew up on Justice League Unlimited. That's all they know. They don't know Hal. They don't know Kyle. They damn sure don't know Guy. But they know John Stewart. Well, know why Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern really didn't get off the ground? Because it probably wasn't John Stewart. If they would have did a John Stewart Green Lantern, I guarantee it probably would have made way more money than Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern. I guarantee you that. Whole generation grew up watching this dude on Justice League Unlimited. But y'all think he's better served as a TV show? Instead of a $200 million IMAX budget and blockbuster that could be happening, he gets a police procedural on HBO. Police procedural on HBO. And it's probably going to be fire. Look, the thing is, I'm not saying it won't work or it won't be fire. But it's just showing what they, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, we still don't think that y'all can sell. We still don't think that y'all got the appeal. So, TV show. Not only that, we got to surround you with some other pieces. The prestige TV, you know, it's prestige TV. That's what they're going to tell us. Oh, it's TV is better for the character development. It's better. And I say maybe it is. Maybe we get some good character development on this TV series. But it's still not giving Aaron Pierre as John Stewart and giving him the opportunity to be blockbuster appeal. It's not doing that. It's not giving him the opportunity to go out there and sell 600, 700, 800 million. And like I said, maybe. But TV don't sell toys. TV don't create global icons the way movies do. And when they do, it's very few and far in between. This keeps us in a box. Keeps us boxed in. Right? Keeps us boxed in. I got an article to read from The Nerdist. It's an older article. I think it came out right after the pandemic. To try to swing through it real quick. Old article. And it talks about this sidekick syndrome that they put us in. Or that we were in, and then the facade of. So let me pull this up real quick. Okay. Not gonna go away. Where'd you go? My bad, John. That's stupid. Okay. Let's just add that. Where does it? Okay. We'll just do it like this. I don't know why that won't go away. But the MCU's black characters have showcased superpowers, amped up gear, and incredible sets of skills, yet many are given one particular role to play: the sidekick. Take a look at films with central Avengers characters such as Captain America, Captain Marvel, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange. Each has depicted a charming black character as the sidekick to its main white character. At times, this even comes at their own physical expense. The black character mentally is a tired one. Marvel didn't create it, of course, but that doesn't absolve them from using it. So this article is letting us know, this is what they do. The black sidekick. So the origins of the black sidekick trope are rooted in racism. Black characters, instead of going on their own journeys, must enable the white lead's trajectories. They're accessories to the white lead's success, and so never get fulfillment unless it's the result of the lead's happiness. Is that not true of what we've been seeing in Marvel? Can't go on their own journeys, must enable white lead's trajectories. They're accessories to white lead's success, never get fulfillment unless it's the result of the lead's happiness. What that sound like to you? WandaVision? Maybe. Captain America, maybe. Hell, all the Avengers movies. Say this type of trope intersects with various different common portrayals of black people in movies. Think about a sassy black woman like Tyler Perry's Madea, who's always there to serve as a vivacious reality check for the lead character. Then there's the token black friend who exists in otherwise all-white friend group. There's also the magical Negro trope, in which a wise, altruistic black character acts as a moral guide to white protagonists. Think Scatman Crothers in The Shining. These stereotypical portrayals of black folks stem from their performances by white actors in blackface. Black folks were not allowed to portray themselves or to work in modern cinema. So renditions of black people were distorted into caricatures that served to justify racism and systematic oppression towards black folks. As film and TV evolved, so did the portrayals of black people on screen, but the racist nuances remained. Journalist Manala Dargis coined the term the Duvernay test after the filmmaker Ava DuVernay. That's crazy. To reflect black and brown characters on screen existence as fully realized people. Evaluating movies through this method holds films and the creators accountable for ensuring the inclusion of black characters beyond plot devices for white characters. So they got a test for this. So they have to, Hollywood has, or this journalist coined the term the Duvernay test just to see if these black characters have enough to them to where they are not just plot devices for white characters. That's a lot. That's a lot. So looking at various MCU films, we can see how lacking the holistic character development is for black characters. Uh-oh. We were just talking about him. Take a look at Colonel James Rhodes, aka War Machine. We see Rhodes is best friends with Tony Stark in the Iron Man movies. He acts as the voice of reason and structure to Tony's hedonistic and impulsive personality. He's a soldier who follows orders without questioning them, which leaves him utilized for the whims of the protagonist and ultimately gets him in grave physical danger. A willing servant whose life beyond this we aren't familiar with but can be toyed with. We don't know a damn thing about Rhodes. Nothing about Rhodey. Like, where's Rhodey from? Do he got a wife? Do he got a girl? We don't know nothing about him. Other than he's Tony's best friend and he's a colonel in the military. I think he's in the Air Force. That's all we know. Or take Carl Mordo from the movie Doctor Strange. The filmmakers cast Chetwe Ejiofor, making the character black for the film. And that's another thing, too. They only race swap the sidekick. That's why I lean more towards I don't fuck with the race swap. Because they only race swap the sidekick. Or somebody who bears of less importance than the main character. The filmmakers cast him, making the character black for the film. Mordo served as a mystical guide, teacher, and moral compass for Strange. He was also a follower of the Ancient One and master of the mystic arts. In the end, his absoluteness about who can use magic and how sets the stage for his transformation to jaded adversary, from magical Negro to magical villain. Come on now. Then there's Maria Rambeau, fighter pilot, co-founder of Sword, single mother to Monica Rambeau, and best friend to Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel. Maria's screen time zeroes in on her serving as the grounding force to Brie Larson's character. Her purpose is to remind Carol Danvers who she is and support her in her mission, becoming an amalgamation of the token black friend and strong black woman trope. Also, before the introduction of adult Monica Rambeau, we would have only seen Maria as the roots to Carol's earthly past. Hmm. Hmm. Finally, we got my guy, Steve Wilson, aka the Black Falcon of America. Another soldier, as you see, a trend here, whose purpose beyond witty one-liners and lethal weapon antics is as support system to Captain America. Sam's effort to support Captain America's redemption of the Winter Soldier jeopardizes his own well-being. It ultimately leads to his incarceration. But now is the time for black characters to stand outside the shadow. Time for them to move on into their own purpose of fully utilized care. So this, like I said, this is old. This is old. This is 2021, this article, which they did try to give us like a glimmer of hope, right? We saw this with Black Panther. Now with the MCU jumping from the silver screen to TV screens, we get to witness shows like WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier bring characters to life in a way that wasn't possible on film. Beyond WandaVision, we feel the influence of Monica Rambeau, a full detailed character who is not a sidekick to a white lead. They didn't watch the show yet. Right? Didn't watch the show yet. She ended up being the magical Negro in the show. Monica Rambeau did. Right? With Falcon and the Winter Soldier premiering this month, we'll witness a Black character lead another Marvel property. Hopefully, audiences will get to experience a character who is more than just comic relief. Wilson navigates a world where he is no longer the sidekick. Instead, he's the heir apparent to the title of Captain America. Dog, the show is called Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It ain't his own show. It's Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So technically, no, he's not a sidekick, but it damn sure ain't about him solely, right? And we got a little bit of Sam, right? Because they wanted to position Sam to take over for Captain America. So they had to give us a little something, but they didn't give us enough to sell him. They did not give us enough Sam to sell him. And that's why his movie didn't work. Because his hero's journey was shallow and bullshit. It was shallow. This was written during the time when we still thought Armor Wars. We saw Secret Invasion, trash, right? Ironheart, Blade, they thought Blade was coming. Black Panther 2 was around the corner. So the hopes of Black representation was high at Marvel. And I'm glad we just went through that article because it really showed, or it really said a lot, and it really did lead us into what at that time period probably would have showed, we would have thought, oh snap, we getting a lot of representation. A lot of representation, but guess what? It was all for naught. It was all shallow. It still showed that they didn't believe. With every show that didn't hit the mark, or every movie that didn't hit the mark, it became a ticker. They wrote it down. They made sure to document it. They made sure to harp on those failures. Sam will not be getting another movie. I guarantee you that. There will not be a Captain America 5 starring Sam Wilson as Captain America. That will not be happening. I'm willing to bet a little bread on that. That will not be happening. Blade movie. I've been saying I was off the Blade train a while ago. Not happening. Armor Wars. It's not coming. Ironheart was disrespected. Gave us all the episodes at once. Just threw it out there. T'Challa, dead. Never coming. Not coming back to our, you know what I'm saying, from what we know. Still no announcement on that. Now we got Wonder Man. Might not be a sidekick, so to speak, but he's not an A-list character. Most people don't even know who Simon Williams is. So yeah, let's race swap. Let's race swap. Oh, And after we race swap him, let's put him in a movie or let's put him in a TV show with the Mandarin, Slattery, Trevor Slattery. And let's make it a buddy film. So he don't even get his own show. And let's not promote this show until the month of. Oh, and we're just gonna drop all the episodes. They just showing us what they really, you know what I'm saying, think about. They really are. Keeps us in a box. Like I said, it just keeps us in a box. So, you know, we'll ask the question, well, why is this happening? Why they won't promote us? Why they won't lift us? We make money, right? Don't we make money? Look at what Black Panther did. We make money. If you put money behind us, we'll actually make money. If you sell us correctly, we'll actually make money. If you market us correctly, we'll make money. So why is this happening? And I'm pretty sure if you ask an executive off the record, hey, big exec, come talk to me. Let me talk to you. Their answer, they'll whisper about the international market. The international market. Black faces, black leads, they don't sell in China. They don't sell in Europe, you know. They just don't. They don't do that. That's what they'll tell you. But the lie, because it's a lie. There's, you know, they don't sell, but Black Panther did 1.3 billion. Across the Spider-Verse made nearly 700 million. The audience is there. The audience is there. It's not the audience. Captain America Brand New Day didn't do as well. It wasn't the audience's fault. And I hate that they always try to blame the audience. Your job as the studio, your job as the marketer is to sell this film and make me want to come and support it. Make me want to spend my money. How can you blame me for not buying your shit? That's always the dumbest excuse to me. Brave New Day, Brave New World, whatever. Brave New Day. Captain Black Falcon of America's Brave New Day. Cool. Brave New World, Brave New Day, whatever it is. But they always want to say, oh, the audience, this audience, that audience, it don't sell over here, it won't sell over there. You sure about that? You sure about that? Because it's not the audience, the product is the problem. Product is the problem. When you giving us low budget scripts, low grade scripts, or hide us in an ensemble film, or cancel our projects outright, you creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's what you're doing. Of course, Captain America didn't work. You gave him a script that was not going to work. And y'all knew it. And then come back and say, oh, well, yeah, it would have worked if Chris Evans would have been in it, it would have worked. No, if you would have gave him a dope ass movie, it would have worked. If you would have gave him an actual a storyline that worked for him, it would have worked. We just can't get Blade right, so we're just gonna make an ensemble, put him in the Midnight Suns. I think they'll like that better. No, bruh. Blade will work. Didn't Blade work before? I could have sworn Blade worked in the 90s. I could have sworn Blade worked in it. I could have sworn there was an audience then. 3 movies and a TV show. It was an audience then. Now we got to put him in the ensemble. Self-fulfilling prophecy. You self-sabotaging your own stuff to make it seem like whatever project it is won't sell. I would say that maybe they trying to protect the bottom line, but it don't seem like they trying to protect their bottom line. It seems like they're trying to protect their comfort zone. That's what this seems like is more about. Money be damned. We just want to be comfortable. We don't want to. Sometimes that's how movies sell. Holding up that mirror is how things work. That's how things sell. Creating cultural moments is how things sell. That's how things sell. Playing it safe. Even, I'm going to tell y'all this. Doomsday is not playing it safe. Yes, it's nostalgia and all of that, but it's not playing it safe. It's a lot of shit going on in Doomsday. Bringing RDJ back is not playing it safe. I hate to say it. It's lazy, it's cheap, but it ain't safe. Bringing the X-Men and all that back, this shit could backfire like a mofo. But you see how for that they'll go above and beyond to do things like that? Why couldn't they go above and beyond for Blade? Why couldn't they go above and beyond for Captain America? Ironheart. Why Ironheart couldn't get a movie? Why was she buried in her own show? Why she couldn't be elevated to being seen more on the big screen instead of being on TV? Q, I know it seemed like it's playing it safe, but it's not. Yeah, bringing them white dudes back is and the reason what I'm saying is, yes, it seems like that's playing it safe. Hey, let's just go round up the old crew, bring them back. But when you've moved the story along, when you've moved certain things, I'm gonna tell you this. Terminator, all I'm gonna say is Terminator. They brought Arnold back and still couldn't get the Terminator movie. That's the safe move, right? Bring Arnold back. They brought him, kept bringing him back, bring 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 him back. Kept bringing him back. Didn't work. That's you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by that's not playing the safe. Because it's that out there to show that, hey, just because you bring these people back don't mean that it's gonna work. But you're right, it is their comfort blanket. Right, but that's what the thing is, Q, script's bad, but I got Arnold. And that's how I'm looking at Doomsday. You know what I'm saying? I got all these people coming. I don't necessarily need a good script. Deadpool and Wolverine. I ain't have to have the greatest script for that. I got Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds together. It's finna go ham. But it just seems like with them, they're scared to bet on black. Scared to bet on black unless it's wrapped up in the multiverse or some team up safety blanket. Right? Scared. Scared to bet on black. Always got to put us in the ensemble. Team up. Buddy film. And it just gets real aggravating, real tiring of seeing our heroes or these black heroes as just the best friend or the reliable teammate. Right? Like we want that main event. Give us the main event. Put some stakes in our hand. Let us bear the weight of the world on our shoulders for a minute so we can actually have a hero's journey and be looked at as a hero. Not just the token, not just the magical Negro, not just the moral compass or the voice of reason. We want establishment too. So, I keep y'all with a question, gang. Do y'all accept the TV trade-off? Are we cool with the TV trade-off? Or are you okay with John Stewart on HBO if the writing is good? Or do we demand the big screen? Or can he start small screen, end up on the big screen? What do we want from our black heroes? I want y'all to sound off in the comments, sound off below. We got to keep the pressure on. Got to keep the pressure on. Let's see what y'all talking about in these comments before I wrap it up. Nova in the building. Nova said that, or instead of Falcon and the Winter Soldier being a show, it should have been a set of films to build up Sam and him becoming Cap. You know, hindsight is 2020, but I said the same thing. Build him up. Let him be Falcon and give us two. He should have had a trilogy. Give him a trilogy of films. 2 Falcon films, then graduate him to Captain America. That way we're actually invested in his hero's journey of becoming Captain America. To suppress black culture, they take from us and shove us in the back. That's what they do. They should have went the route of story back in the golden age of Marvel, where Cap took Sam under his wing, taught him how to fight, etc. Just look, man. And I know they wanted to pay homage to where Mackey's from, but they made him from New Orleans, and then he ain't had no job, couldn't get a loan. This is a dude. This is a military vet who couldn't get a loan, who was working for the VA as somebody who was helping other veterans, who was counseling other veterans, but he couldn't get a loan. As a veteran, I'm gonna tell you that it's some BS right now. Me, myself, being a military veteran, tell you that's some BS. They would have happily wrote this dude alone. When we saw Rhoda in E1 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, lots of people thought that's where it was going. And again, in Secret Invasion, twice, it was right there. Twice we got, but that's the bait and switch because they scared to take it there. Stamina, they are scared to take it there, and I don't know why they scared to take it there. It's okay to market a black man to a black audience. You can still do that and still gather a whole bunch of white folks. Middle America will still show up just because you market it to or have the storyline revolving around. That don't mean that that middle America won't show up, or that the international audience won't show up. They will. Got a new sub, Bike Life Body. Appreciate the sub, Bike Life Body. Appreciate the sub. Let me give you something.
I love gold. The look of it, the taste of it, the smell of it, the texture.
Appreciate it. Where we at? This Brave New World made more loot than the first Avenger, but Sam ain't finna get another movie of his own. Sold him down the river. Hey, that's because you're not, as the black lead, you're not allowed to fail. Or you're not allowed to come up just a little bit short. You're not allowed to grow, right? First Avenger, Captain America, not necessarily the greatest movie, but they allowed his character to grow. And that's what we mean by the hero's journey. That's why I say he should get a trilogy. So he can grow, so the people can grow with him and either learn to love or hate Sam, but let the audience choose that. Let them go down the river with him if we send them down the river, right? Let the audience go. Let the audience pick and choose. I remember it was said and confirmed Disney, Marvel originally didn't want a Black Panther movie and didn't think it would do well, but look at how much the first movie made, damn near $1 billion by itself. No, it made $1 billion by it was the highest selling solo movie, highest selling MCU solo movie. And that was Ike Perlmutter, right? Ike Perlmutter, former owner of Marvel, former head of Marvel's. I want to say he was either head of Marvel TV or Marvel Studios. It was something, but he was the man, right? And with all the great ideas that he also had bad ideas, and that was one of his bad ideas. He was one of the people who helped get Marvel out of bankruptcy. So I'll give him that, using Blade and all of that. But at the same time, he sold a lot of the assets away, X-Men being one of them. And he thought that since he couldn't make the money off X-Men because of the whole movie situation, that he wanted the Inhumans to be the thing. So he didn't want, and he didn't think, because the toys wasn't selling. See, he owned Toy Biz. I don't know if y'all are even old enough to remember Toy Biz, but toys back in the day, the big action figure toys were his. All the Marvel stuff was his. That's how he ended up buying Marvel, because Toy Biz bought Marvel at one point in time. Toy Biz, he would look at the sell of toys and seeing what was moving. And to him, black toys, the Black Panther wasn't moving. So he based a lot of his information off of toy sales, off of merch sales, which it's not a bad assessment. But you know what I'm saying? Are you advertising on a big scale? Are you advertising a Luke Cage toy? Are you advertising a Black Panther toy? And at the same time, back in those days, you didn't have a Black Panther comic book out. You didn't have like a Luke Cage comic book. You didn't have all of these black-faced books out to even really see if they would sell, because you didn't have it. That's where he went wrong at. He was basing big screen appeal off of toys. That's where he went wrong at. Jay in the building. He said we can have both, but yeah, their writing has to be good. True that. True that. Nia made a good movie. Go see it. You talk about 28 years later, Bone Temple, I think is what it's called. I'm not into the whole 28 I haven't seen any of them. But I will say please go and see it. I think opening, she did 13 mil or something like that. They say she's doing it's a real good opening for that. So yes, please go see her film. Please go see her film. First Avenger was Chris' first movie in the MCU, so they rolled with it. Mackie had time in the MCU, so they said people already know you and you still underperform. Yeah, but it's not Mackie's fault. It's not Mackie's fault that they underperform. I mean, he can get a tiny slice. I gotta throw it at Feige and Marvel Studios' feet. Because it's like they set him up to fail. That's how I look at it. They set him up to fail. Professor in the building. What up, brother? So in 2010s, we had leading characters Alex Rider, Cloak, Luke Cage, T'Challa, and Black Lightning. Yes, we have. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Cloak, where's Cloak at? Luke Cage, where he at? T'Challa, where he at? Black Lightning, where he at? These things should have been continued, right? Luke Cage broke Netflix. Do y'all remember that? Luke Cage broke Netflix, but we can't sell. One of the better ABC family shows was Cloak and Dagger. When Marvel was doing, Marvel was just putting shows out there. It had Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was on HBO. You had Runaways and Cloak and Dagger on HBO Family. Cloak and Dagger was a good show. Culture was in it. Culture was all over Cloak and Dagger. Black boy with a white girl. The black boy was from was really from New Orleans, not the way Falcon is from New Orleans. He was really from New Orleans. Second lines and all. Right? T'Challa. What happened with T'Challa? He gone. Black Lightning. Black Lightning had a decent run. I think what it did, 4 seasons. 4 or 5 seasons. That's not a bad run whatsoever. Plus, CW was dying out, consolidating or whatever. I know a lot of people say it ended prematurely, but not necessarily, So wasn't a rumor Kevin wanted to leave Marvel multiple times? I think the reason the films have been doing bad so far is his way of saying he's done with Marvel and wants to move on. I think he's been wanting to move on, and yes, I've heard rumors that Feige wanted to move on. I did a video on it. I've been trying to cheer and cheerlead and get him the hell on up out of here. Not because he's bad, but for the same reason that Tomlin needed to leave Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? Same reason that Coach Tomlin needed to leave Pittsburgh. I think he needs to leave Marvel because you won, and then you know what I'm saying? I just think your tenure's up. I think he's peaked, in my opinion. I think Kevin Feige's peaked. And the timeline is a little different in Hollywood than it is in in sports. But if he wanted Star Wars, I think he should have put the bid in, right? And maybe he can still go over there. Maybe he can still go over there, but I They say he could be leaving in the next 2 years or so. We'll see. I think he wants to at least get his hands on some X-Men stuff with the MCU, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't want him to be fired. Let me say that. I don't need him to be fired. I would never push the fire Kevin Feige campaign. That ain't him leaving on his own. Him saying, "Hey, it was a fun ride. I'm good. I've done all of that I can do here. I'm taking my talents to South Beach or wherever." I would champion that. He deserves a statue outside the the Staples Center or Hollywood or whatever. But yeah, look at Tango in the building. Nah, this ain't that, homie. This ain't that. They're switching it up for the new year, brother. This ain't that. This ain't that. Say Kevin would be crazy to want Star Wars in his current condition. Yeah, I think the same thing too. I think he did want it, or maybe he don't. Maybe he could bring it, but you know what I'm saying. I think Filoni is going to do a decent enough job, but I think Kevin could have really went over there and caused and really did good. I do. I think that Kevin has been trying to get his shit back together since they ruined X-Men. He part of the ruin. He was part of it. Talking about the ruining of X-Men. He was part of it. I think he plans to get the MCU over to the Russo brothers and take a step back. We put a lot of stock in these Russos, man. We put a lot of stock in these Russos. I'm 65% on the Russos. I think they did a good job. Let me say that. I think the Russos, with what they did at Marvel, good job. But then they left and did horrible jobs at that stuff. Now they come back to Marvel. They have to reprove it to me. And I know, like, well, their track record with Marvel is stellar. I get that. But when you go off and you do other things, you come back with new mind. You come back with a new mind frame. So to me, they start from zero with me. They got a little equity, a little bit. But once they left Marvel and did a lot of the stuff that they did, they kind of got to re-put me back on. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. When Feige blamed Sam Wilson character for the failure of Cap 4, I wasn't surprised. I don't think anybody was. Yeah, he would have flourished. I think so. I don't care if he was a junior executive. He was over there. He helped. His hands was in it. I don't care if it was just a fingernail. He touched he stirred the pot a little bit. No, I appreciate that. He hiding come books in the track. Look, that was a whole different time frame, whole different time. For comic book movies and things of that nature. That's why I don't really look at the X-Men in the same lens. I don't view the X-Men in the same lens that we view the MCU. It was different times back then, man. You know what I'm saying? When the X-Men came out 2000, I still put that in the 90s. I know it was 2000, but that's still 90s thought process when it comes to movies. Look at all the comic book movies in the 90s. Other than Blade, everything was shit. No, that might have been 99. What was first? Was Matrix first? Matrix, was it Matrix then X-Men? Yeah, it was Matrix then, because everybody wanted to do the trench coat, the black shit. Like, that's what it was. So I'm really not holding their feet to the fire as hard as I would any MCU type stuff. Kevin does leave at the sequel wars. I think they need to drop the MCU because What if the next person comes in and mess it all up and the MCU hit rock bottom? Then that'll be on them. But I don't. The thing is, it's not like they are. What I want to say. Coming in with a new vision, a new person or whatever. No, you can still do the MCU, but it's just now Kevin Feige will be synonymous with Avengers. Everything Avengers related, because that's really what we got with the MCU. Think about everything we got in the MCU. It's all Avengers. Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, the Avengers, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Ant-Man. Like, these are all Avengers characters, right? Avengers characters. If he does leave after Secret Wars and whoever takes over starts fresh with the X-Men, then that person would have to, and you can't, it's hard to, even with what Tango's saying, it's still hard to mess up the X-Men. It's hard to mess up the X-Men. It's hard. So now you will be in charge of leading the MCU into the mutant territory. And it's got to be hard to do that. I mean, it's hard to mess that up. Let me say that. Mess that up. It's hard to mess that up. I was surprised he said it, but it makes more sense now. Chris is publicly bad. I don't think he'd ever have uttered those words otherwise. True that. The X-Men is like 70 years and 5 major arcs. It's a lot. But that's what's so dope about leading into this, after this, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. You pick up X-Men, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. It's so many storylines, so many things you can play with. So many things you can play with if done right. If you have a person who truly understands and believes on what to do. So, but yeah, let's wrap this thing up, man. Let's wrap it up. We got to keep the pressure on them. First things first. Gotta keep the pressure on them. Got to. So yeah, man, y'all stay dangerous. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all ain't got to go home, but y'all got to get the hell up out of here. Y'all take it easy. Y'all be safe, be dangerous. Whatever y'all want to do. Happy MLK Day, right? If y'all ventured out into this cold and went to those to participate in the parade, I salute y'all people. Y'all are good people. And like that there, I am Audi 5000. Yada!
This concludes today's broadcast from Blues News. We hope you enjoyed tonight's programming and the time we've shared together.
Right. Always be about being authentic. Drop like that. Drop to what it was March, so that we added to the slate on the strength of an exception. So I think it's confidence. I think that
Blues News is dedicated to bringing you the very best in pop culture, music, and conversation, serving viewers everywhere, every day. On behalf of our staff and crew, we thank you for watching. We'll return tomorrow with more entertainment, insight, and fun for the whole house gang. Good night and good luck.